And this is the debate tonight on brass tacks. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar is under fire. He's under the pump for the rather crass and extremely misogynistic comments that he made in the assembly yesterday. Women across the country have taken grave offense to what Nitish Kumar has said. The National Commission for Women has issued a notice. The BJP wants nothing less than Nitish's resignation. Nitish Kumar, for his part, has apologized, saying that he was misunderstood. The words that he used may not have been the choicest, but many are asking, after the sheer crassness of what he said and the manner in which he said it, is a mere apology enough? But first, the story so far.
आप लोगों में किसी को मौका नहीं मिला। अगर मेरी किसी बात को लेकर के तकलीफ हुई है तो मैं अपनी बात को वापस करता हूं और मैं अपनी निंदा करता हूं।
इंडी अलायंस का एक भी नेता माताओं बहनों के इतने भयंकर अपमान के खिलाफ एक शब्द बोलने के लिए तैयार नहीं हुआ। जो माताओं बहनों के प्रति ये दृष्टिकोण रखते हैं वो कभी आपका भला कर सकते हैं? माताएं बहनें,
मुझे डर है कि ये मुख्यमंत्री जी का याददाश्त लॉस हो चुका है, मेंटल तौर पर अस्वस्थ है, इसलिए इनको पद पर बने रहने का कोई औचित्य नहीं है।
तो मुख्यमंत्री जी ने कहा था इसमें कौन विवाद है? जिसको कुछ नहीं मिलता है उसको यही सब विवाद नजर आता है।
All right, so here's a clarification that's come from Nitish Kumar. He has apologized in the assembly and his party is defending him. The clarification seemingly is on the nature of the words that he used. That Nitish was talking about the dropping fertility rate in Bihar. The emphasis seems to be on the need to educate women for population control. That the chief minister used rather crude analogies to describe sex and impregnation. Also, the BJP has taken offense to the language that was used by the chief minister and the manner in which he expressed what he did, the crass nature in which he expressed it, to try and explain this matter in the assembly. The RJD, of course, alliance partner of Nitish Kumar, has defended Nitish, saying that the chief minister's statement has been misinterpreted. You heard from Tejashwi Yadav as well right after these comments were made. But Prime Minister Modi has made an unsparing attack. You saw him on the campaign trail in Madhya Pradesh today. He's brought this into the campaign trail there and made this into an issue that affects every single woman out there in Madhya Pradesh as well. Attack number one, how low will you stoop? The Prime Minister asks of Nitish Kumar. Attack number two, derogatory language has been used against our mothers and our sisters. He's taken that and extrapolated this to be an insult to all womanhood, to all women across the country. The India Alliance leaders, not one of them has come out and condemned what Nitish has said, and thereby, by their act of omission, they have backed Nitish Kumar, or at least not condemned him outright, and therefore that's again an insult to womankind. The India Alliance partners, of course, the India Alliance is headed by Sonia Gandhi, who happens to be a woman. No one from Sonia Gandhi downwards has come out and said a word against Nitish Kumar's rather crass and misogynistic comments he made in the assembly. And also attack number five, that he defamed the nation with the indecency of the words that he used. Now, the remarks of Nitish Kumar have resonated across the country, and that is part of our Motorola 5G tweet of the day. In fact, musician Mary Miliband has tweeted, and this is part of our Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand's tweet of the day.
Hello, Moto.
This is what Mary Miliband has said, and I quote, after Nitish Kumar's comments, I believe a courageous woman needs to step up and declare her candidacy to run to be the Chief Minister of Bihar. If I were a citizen of India, I would move to Bihar and run to be the next Chief Minister. The BJP, this would be the true sentiment of women empowerment and development in response, or Bihar, as she goes on to say, should do as SRK had admonished in Jawan, vote and bring change. So this is the response from Mary Miliband, the American singer and musician. But there is no end to the outrage against Nitish Kumar. The Prime Minister has made a direct shot at the India Alliance for not condemning Nitish Kumar. This is part of our big debate tonight, and that's our big debate topic. Has Prime Minister Modi cornered the India bloc over Nitish Kumar's comments?
Hello, Moto.
All right, joining me on the talking point this evening, Charu Pragya is spokesperson of the BJP, Professor Anwar Pasha is spokesperson of the RJD, Anupriya is spokesperson of the JDU, Lalita Kumar Mangalam is former chief of the National Commission for Women, and Sanjeev Srivastava, senior journalist, also joining us. Let me ask Charu Pragya this. Charu Pragya, Nitish Kumar, his party, his alliance partner, the RJD, they're all saying that, maybe the choice of words were wrong. That's not what the chief minister intended. And most of all, he's apologized. What more do you want him to do?
Zaka, thank you for your question and a very good evening to you and to all our viewers today. The Chief Minister did not apologize. In fact, he said, अगर मेरी बात से आपको ठेस लगी हो तो, अगर, if. And I don't think using a word like agar in a context like this is to be taken lightly. I mean, you should have known that what you have said is completely wrong, completely derogatory, misogynistic, sexist. Call it whatever you want. I mean, it was not just his words that were vulgar. His gestures were obscene, and he repeated them not once but twice. And after that, he says, "Agar meri baat buri lagi ho," तो भाई बुरी लगने की बात ही थी ना. Who's going to be okay with a conversation like that? And would any of us? They are hiding behind the guise of this being sex education, but would any of us would be okay with this kind of sex education being imparted to our children? And what kind of sex education is this? First of all, it's incomplete. What you're talking about is not even a method of family planning, and you are treating women like simply childbearing objects and nothing more. And worse still, you're treating your men like animals who know no better, and they need their partners to control them. So what are you talking about? This is the 21st century. I'm sorry, and do not put down the people of Bihar and the people of India to such an extent that you're just bringing shame upon all of us. It doesn't matter what party you're from today. It doesn't matter whether you're a chief minister of a state like Bihar today. Do not hide behind this being sex education, because you're the kind of person who's got trouble even uttering the word sex, but you've got no trouble with obscene
Anupriya
gestures.
जी, आप खुद एक महिला हैं. आपके मुख्यमंत्री ने आके ऐसे मतलब घटिया शब्द इस्तेमाल किए हैं महिलाओं के बारे में, और उसके बाद पूरे देश में मतलब आक्रोश है उनके खिलाफ, लेकिन वो माफी भी ठीक तरीके से नहीं मांग पा रहे हैं. तो क्या हम ये ना समझें कि उन्होंने जो कहा उसके लिए सिर्फ क्षमा ही काफी नहीं है, उससे ज्यादा करनी चाहिए, उनको इस्तीफा दे देनी चाहिए?
गुड इवनिंग. और जाका जी, मैं आपकी बातों से सहमत अगर मैं कहूँ, और आपने मुझे कहा कि माफ़ी मांगना काफ़ी नहीं है, तो शायद इस देश ने कई ऐसी भी घटनाएं देखी हैं जहां पे देश के नेताओं ने चुप्पी साधी है. लेकिन माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी ने अपनी जिम्मेदारी समझते हुए उन्होंने कहा कि अगर भावनाओं की बात हो रही है, जिस तरह से बीजेपी ने अपनी बातें रखी हैं, क्योंकि कल का दिन बिहार के लिए बहुत ही ऐतिहासिक था कि कल महत्वपूर्ण फैसले हुए. जाति जनगणना के जो रिपोर्ट्स आए हैं, उसके बाद में माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी ने कहा है कि जो ओबीसी है या ईबीसी है, इनके लिए जो आरक्षण की जो सीमाएं हैं उनको बढ़ानी चाहिए. उसी संदर्भ में उन्होंने महिलाओं के प्रति उनकी जो कार्यशैली रही है, क्योंकि माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी जो प्रथम बार जब मुख्यमंत्री बने थे वो 2005 वर्ष था, तब से लगातार उन्होंने सामाजिक, आर्थिक, शैक्षणिक रूप से मजबूती के लिए महिलाओं के लिए कई ऐसी योजनाओं का
इसीलिए तो और ठेस पहुंचा गया है ना, इसीलिए तो और लोग असंतुष्ट हैं उनके साथ कि ऐसे एक व्यक्ति, ऐसे एक नेता ने ऐसे अश्लील और घटिया शब्दों का इस्तेमाल किया है महिलाओं के बारे में जब वो बात कर रहे थे, इसीलिए और आक्रोश हैं लोग.
मैं फिर कह रही हूँ कि माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी ने जिन शब्दों का इस्तेमाल किया, उनसे भावनाओं का जो आहत हुआ, माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी ने फिर से आज उन्होंने पब्लिक डोमेन में माफी मांगी. लेकिन देश को यह भी याद है कि जब मणिपुर की घटना होती है, जहां पर डबल इंजन की सरकार है बीजेपी की, वहां किसी को भी माफी मांगने की जरूरत महसूस नहीं होती है. और जब मैं बात करूं बीजेपी की एमपी के बृजकिशोर की, अगर मैंने पूरे कार्यशैली को देखें, जिस तरह से बिहार देश के महिलाओं की जो देश का मान सम्मान बढ़ाने वाली महिलाएं हैं उनके साथ में अभद्र व्यवहार होता है, लेकिन बीजेपी के प्रवक्ता ना बीजेपी के नेता किसी भी तरह से माफी नहीं मांगते, चुप्पी साधते हैं।
नहीं,
दोहरी नीति देश की जनता समझ रही है।
कोई गलती हुई है उसकी जस्टिफिकेशन ये नहीं हो सकती ना कि मुख्यमंत्री जी जो भी उनके मन में आ जाए वो बोल दें, मतलब किसी भी तरीके के भाषा इस्तेमाल करें, वो उसका मतलब नहीं है। Let me ask Lalita Kumar Mangalam, what is also concerning, and I think the Prime Minister raised this today, Lalita Kumar Mangalam, is how is it that none of the India Alliance parties have said a word against what Nitish Kumar has said? Neither the RJD has said, the Congress, the Aam Aadmi Party, Samajwadi Party, no one has come out and said that, look, we completely detest and condemn what Nitish Kumar has said regarding women.
Zaka, I quite agree with you, but let me make my first point more in reply to the JDU's first person. One mistake does not justify another.
Correct.
If they claim what were the mistakes were made by whether it was Modi ji or somebody from our side of the political spectrum in other states, why did their CM, Nitish Kumar is not some sadak chap that you can get away by making such comments. This is Nitish Kumar. As you rightly pointed out, he's an educated man, and the whole country, including, I'm sure, women in the JDU who have no other choice but to defend him because he's their and he's their leader, are bitterly disappointed today. It's not about just what he said, it's about how he said it. The words, the smirk on his face, the almost utter contempt that he showed when he was talking about women, and what was the need to go into that sort of cheap, egregious detail? You want to talk about family planning and you say that education or whatever it is will help women, women should contribute. All of that is fine. It can be said in a much more civilized and a much more decent manner. What is really hit people like me is that somebody whom you thought was actually a man who respected women turns around and does something so demeaning that he really has shamed everybody today in this country. Okay. And all the activists, regardless of whether they're liberal or non-liberal, right-wing, left-wing, whatever wing, those who keep quiet have all added fuel to this fire. It means that, in short, that women's empowerment or women's respect really doesn't mean anything to them, but, it's just mere lip service.
So let me ask Sanjeev Srivastava this. The political fallout of this, Sanjeev Srivastava, is that, Nitish Kumar had for many years, over his multiple terms as Chief Minister, cultivated this woman vote bank, this woman constituency. In fact, all the way back to 2010, at the end of his first term, where he introduced cycles for school girls who would go to, to encourage them to enroll better in school. And that was a big hit. It helped him come back to power in 2015. Even in the 2020 election, when he was fighting along with the BJP, what really turned that election in his favor after the first phase, the second and third phases, was the disproportionate number of women who came out. Yeah, there were, I think, a 5 percentage point gap between women and men in phases 2 and 3, and that saved Nitish Kumar. He won the election because of the women vote. For him to come and say something like this, surely there should be a political fallout of it. There will be consequences for what he said.
So, Zaka, thank you for having me. Just wait, couple of quick points. So, political fallout, what will be there? It's very difficult to guess, but I really think Nitish Kumar has lost it. Listening to him yesterday was such a big shock. Has he really gone senile? How can somebody like Nitish Kumar or anybody who is in public life say what he said yesterday in public? He was saying that on the floor of the House. I think it was just too crass to use the word which you use, too vulgar, too insensitive, I don't know too crude, whatever. So, no words of condemnation are enough to condemn what Nitish Kumar said. Good, he has apologized. So, that's one aspect.
Okay.
Now, the second aspect, if you allow me, it's kind of a little rich coming from BJP demanding for his resignation. We have heard leaders say, so is it okay to criticize or target one woman rather than womankind? So if you have statements like Jersey cow, few hundred crores girlfriend, and things like that, who apologized for them? Nobody. Did any of the alliance parties or BJP criticize them? No. So we also should not have selective outrage. Yes, what Nitish Kumar has said, he should be banned from public life, in my opinion.
Okay.
But let's not pick and choose. That's my other issue.
So
then if you
I'll
want to
get
maintain high
Charu to
standards
respond
of
to that,
morality
because
and
there have been BJP leaders
applies
also who've made
across everybody.
misogynistic comments. But the Professor Anwar Pasha is also waiting very patiently. Dr. Anwar Pasha, simple question. I want to look at some of the things that Nitish Kumar has said in the past, statements which he may have said off the cuff, मतलब ज़्यादा ध्यान नहीं दिए होंगे, but listen to the meaning of it. In December 2021, when a woman MLA asked him a question in the assembly, he said, "You are so beautiful, don't you know what we have done for Adivasis?" In May 2022, when he was inaugurating a women's hostel, he said, "We had no girls in college. It seemed bad." Again, in May 2022, while inaugurating the same women's hostel, he said, "There will be no childbirth if men marry men." In December 2022, on the Saran Hooch tragedy, that of course has nothing to do with women, but the point is that he has said from time to time things that are not exactly charitable or nice about women in general. So why are you, the RJD, and you were there in the assembly yesterday when he said this, why are you continually defending him?
Thanks, Mr. Jacob, and good evening to all the viewers. This is really very surprising that BJP is trying to create a mountain out of mole. The context was the social justice, the education of the women, and there was a question in the House about the percentage of the number of a particular caste which has been shown in the caste census. So BJP is very disturbed because of this caste census, because it is going to have a heavy impact on the political scenario of the country, because the weaker people of the country are going to ask their own share in the power and in the development. So BJP doesn't want to give the power to the weaker section of the society, the OBC, the SC/ST.
No, but Professor, what has that got to do with what the Chief Minister said? Please answer about what the Chief Minister said yesterday in the Assembly. Yeah.
Whatever Chief Minister said, he said in the context of that only. So it was not. You are taking it out of the context.
So just because he's talking about the caste census, he can say any anap shanap about women.
And no, he whatever he spoke, it was not his intention. He has clarified.
No, but how do you know what his intention was? How do you know what his intention was?
He's one of the tallest leader of the country.
Is it noble intention the way he described women and sexual intercourse and the difference between educated women and uneducated women? I mean, come on, that was his intention. Kya intention tha unka?
Educated women can play a better role in controlling the population of the country.
So is that how you explain that, and that too in the assembly? Is that how you explain that educated women have a better shot at population control, using the words that the Chief Minister used yesterday in the assembly? That's the way to describe it.
In such a graphic way.
I agree that the words chosen by him were not appropriate.
Words and actions also. Look at his actions. Unfortunately, it is so bad. I'm sorry, I want to tell my viewers this. What the Chief Minister said, Professor Saab, give me one second. What the Chief Minister said is so vulgar that we have decided to turn off the audio on that. We have muted what he has said because it is so vulgar. We cannot put that out on national television. Children watch this, young adults watch this. It is so vulgar, we can't put the soundbite on with the sound on. Right? We are showing it as a picture, but you can't hear what he's saying because it's so vulgar. So I just want to clarify that to our viewers. But Charu, to the point that Sanjeev Srivastava made, you need to answer as to why leaders in your party who say 50 crore ka girlfriend, Jersey cow, etc., that is also just as misogynistic.
So, first of all, Jaka, I never stand by any misogynistic comment made by anyone. But there's a difference between a slip of tongue and somebody speaking for a whole minute in this graphic, very, very perverted manner, not once but twice. There is a difference, and he was smirking the whole time that he was talking. Those sitting next to him were smirking and smiling and laughing the whole time. And I think you've just turned this all around into a joke. You're turning sex education into a joke. You're hiding behind the guise of sex education while I'm calling out your bluff. What kind of education was that? What are you trying to teach your children? And I'm very sorry, Zaka, we all have families, we all have women and young adults in our families. Do we want this kind of education to be imparted to our girls? If something like this were to happen, we would go and file a complaint. You know, section 294 of the IPC will put a man behind bars for speaking like this in public for 3 whole months, just because he had the protection of speaking in Bihar Assembly twice. He's getting away with it, and he's got all these people who are here on television defending him. He even has a spokesperson from his own party who's a woman and who's defending him. I'm sorry, please don't hide behind social justice, sex education, any of that. Please don't call him out for what it is, because if you say कि हाँ जो बोला वो गलत था, लेकिन बोलो ही मत ना. Can you not condemn something as serious as this in a very complete manner without adding a but? Because the chief minister himself is adding a but. He's saying अगर बात बुरी लगी हो तो भाई बुरी लगेगी ना. Will we allow any man to talk like that to our young children, whether in school or otherwise? And you did it twice in assembly. You've got down the respect of our assembly to such a low level.
ये बताइए, ना उन्होंने माफी मांगी ठीक तरीके से. दूसरा, जो जब वो ये भाषण का ये शब्दों का इस्तेमाल कर रहे थे, वहां पे महिला एमएलएज भी बैठे हुई थी. 1-2 महिला एमएलएज ने मतलब वॉकआउट कर दिया. एक तो रो रही थी जैसे वो हाउस के बाहर आ रही थी, कि वो सुन भी नहीं पा रही थी कि मतलब ऐसे शब्द का इस्तेमाल एक मुख्यमंत्री कर सकते हैं. तो उनको आप क्या कहेंगे? आज पूरे देश और दुनिया ने ये सुना कि मुख्यमंत्री जी ने क्या बोला, कैसे शब्द का इस्तेमाल किया उन्होंने, कैसे अश्लील और घटिया शब्दों का इस्तेमाल किया उन्होंने. तो उन महिलाओं को, महिला एमएलएज हो, वो महिलाएं जो असेंबली के प्रोसीडिंग्स को लाइव देख रहे थे टीवी पे, उनको आप क्या कहेंगे महिला नेता के तौर पर?
देखिए, बिहार की जनता ही नहीं, देश की जनता ने कल भी माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी को सुना और आज भी सुना, और जिन शब्दों का उन्होंने इस्तेमाल किया, मैं फिर कहती हूँ, मैं डिफेंड नहीं कर रही हूँ. जो बातें पब्लिक डोमेन में कही गई है, जिस तरह से माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी ने कहा, उन्होंने माफी भी मांगा और सबके सामने माफी मांगा, बिहार की जनता से माफी मांगा कि अगर मेरी बातें बुरी लगी है और मेरा लहजा गलत है तो मैं माफी मांगता हूँ, मैं शर्मिंदा हूं. उन्होंने ये भी कहा. लेकिन मुझे ऐसी शर्म की उम्मीद, और मुझे बीजेपी की प्रवक्ता पे मुझे लगता है कि इनके अभी आपके पैनल में लोगों ने याद दिलाया कि जब इनके नेताओं ने जर्सी गाय कही, 50 करोड़ के गर्लफ्रेंड की बात कही, तब किसी ने शर्म की बात नहीं. और मुझे ये पूछ रही थी कि मैं कैसे कंपेयर कर सकती हूँ ब्रिजभूषण के स्टेटमेंट या उनकी घटनाओं को मुख्यमंत्री जी की घटना से. मैं इसलिए कंपेयर कर रही हूं कि हमने ये हिम्मत की कि हमने अपनी गलती पे पर्दा नहीं डाल करके माफी मांगा. लेकिन आप इस बेशर्मी के साथ में आज देश के प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी को याद जरूर आ गया कि माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी के स्टेटमेंट पे, लेकिन उनसे जब पूरे देश की जनता टकटकी निगाह लगा के बैठी थी और उम्मीद कर रही थी कि मणिपुर की घटना पे आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी बोलेंगे,
देखिए आप काफी सारे इश्यूज को मिक्स कर रहे हैं. जो किसी सुनिए बात सुनिए, नहीं, 2-3 इश्यूज को आप मिक्सअप कर रहे हैं. मैं सिर्फ ये पूछ रहा हूं कि जब उन्होंने ये अश्लील शब्द के इस्तेमाल किए, बाकी सारे आपके पार्टी के लोग भी उनके आमने सामने बैठे थे और वो क्या कर रहे थे? वो हंस रहे थे, वो हंसी मजाक कर रहे थे जो मुख्यमंत्री जी ने किया, जो शब्दों को इस्तेमाल उन्होंने किया. और सिर्फ शब्द ही नहीं, उनके एक्शंस, उनके बॉडी लैंग्वेज को देखिए आप. ये सब चीजें क्या मतलब है और क्या मैसेज आप देना चाहते हैं बिहार की जनता को?
कोई मतलब की बात नहीं हो रही है. मैं आप नहीं
तो उनके पीछे, उनके सामने जो आपके पार्टी के लोग बैठे थे, वो हंस क्यों रहे थे?
मैं उम्मीद करती हूँ
चारू वन सेकंड, लेट अस रिस्पॉन्ड. बताइए, आपके बाकी जो पार्टी के लोग हैं वो हंस क्यों रहे थे? बताइए.
आप नहीं, मैं फिर बोली हूँ कि हंसने की बात, अगर आप मुझसे बॉडी लैंग्वेज की बात करते हैं, मुझे फिर कहते हैं कि यह पूरी तरह से यह मुद्दे से भटकाने की साजिश है. अगर इतनी ही शर्म की बात हो रही है तो कर्नाटक में जब बीजेपी की एमएलए पोर्न मूवी देख रहे थे, इससे ज्यादा शर्म की बात क्या हो सकती है?
आप देखिए, वो जो वीडियो हम चला रहे हैं कल असेंबली के दौरान, जो मुख्यमंत्री जी बोल रहे थे, जो शब्दों का इस्तेमाल वो कर रहे थे, जैसे वो बोल रहे हैं उनके पीछे जो बैठे हैं, उनके साइड पे जो बैठे हैं, उनके शक्ल पे देखिए जरा, वो हंस रहे हैं।
द पोस्चर एंड बॉडी लैंग्वेज, मैं जो कह रही हूं आप सुन लीजिए पहले मेरी बातों को। मैं आपकी बातों को समझ रही हूं। आप बॉडी लैंग्वेज की बात करें, पोस्चर की बात करें, शब्दों की बात करें, सभी चीजों के लिए माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी ने माफी मांगा। मैं चैलेंज करती हूं बीजेपी की प्रवक्ता को मैं एक भी बीजेपी के नेता जो इनके द्वारा किए गए शर्मनाक कामों के कोई माफी मांगा हो, ये हम फिर कहते हैं कि लोकतंत्र में हमने स्वागत भी किया कि आप हमारी निंदा करते हैं, हम स्वागत भी करते हैं।
You know, the problem, ma'am, one second, ma'am. The problem is, you know, Mulayam Singh can say boys will be boys. I think Sharad Yadav had infamously once said Parkati Mahilayein and so on. There is no political fallout for this. There's no political cost for this. No MLA, male MLA or MP is going to lose sleep over the fact that, oh my God, what will the women of my constituency say or do? Will they punish me for saying, uncharitable things about them? There's no political cost.
Exactly.
That is the reality of it.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Zaka, and I'm sorry if I have to break things with my own party, but it doesn't matter which party a man comes from when he talks like this. Up to a point, Ms. Anupriya is right. Every politician who has spoken about women like this, and there have been enough from the BJP and from all other parties in this country, they deserve to be voted out of power. But as you pointed out, unfortunately, and I have said this before, politics is still a detestably patriarchal domain. And mostly, voters do not vote against them unless it is made into such a big election issue that we are aware that this man is going to really, really remove the grassroots differences, the grassroots prejudice, the grassroots, the deep, pernicious roots of patriarchy that exist throughout this country. So this whole debate today has been about finding an excuse for a man who had a far better reputation, who actually had got an enormous amount of women's votes, where he's made such a callous, terribly, terribly distressing, and it makes one very cynical to see that politicians who are supposed to be good, I'm not saying they're good or bad, I'm not passing any judgments here.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that even politicians who are normally decent, well-spoken, people who have worked for their constituents, turn around and find an excuse and say that, oh, saying sorry, it's not enough. When the words like this and the way he said it and for how long he said it, maybe he had a different viewpoint. Maybe he was trying to push a point across that should be spoken about. But the point is, how did he do it, and why did he choose?
So let me bring Sanjeev Srivastav into the conversation. You know what is particularly bothersome, and I think I said this earlier as well. A, none of the India Alliance partners have come out and condemned what Mr. Nitish Kumar has said, and two, there was a point not so long ago, Sanjeev, that Nitish Kumar was widely talked about as being appointed as some kind of convener for the India Alliance. Surely, after what he said yesterday about women, no one in their right mind, and certainly nobody in the India Alliance would want to promote Mr. Nitish Kumar as their convener, because the BJP is going to be all over it if after this he's given this bump up, as it were.
So Zaka, let me be a little politically incorrect. So I think this issue is going to blow over in a few days. It has become a big issue right now, and rightly so. And like I said earlier, saying sorry is very good. At least he has apologized. But what he said yesterday on the floor of the House also reflects some kind of a mindset. And whatever he said is beyond condemnation. It was so crude and crass.
Yeah.
But I don't think it will become a big political issue. That's the nature of our polity. Whether we like it or not, it should become. But these things go away. But my point is, when one keeps repeating why isn't the India Alliance asking questions, we cannot just point out fingers on one side. People across political lines and in the ruling party have said things we should not compare with, which is more worse, which is how bad. But at least he had the sense to apologize after he said something.
So that issue we brought in the debate. I asked Charu that specific question as well. No, but Sanjeev, what I also want to understand, just give me 30 seconds. Just give me 30 seconds. What I want to know is, in this election campaign, and you're going to be there throughout the election campaign with us, everybody is out to woo the woman vote, from Ladli Behna on the BJP side, cylinders at 500 rupees. Priyanka Gandhi was in Madhya Pradesh a few weeks ago and said, we'll give 1,500 or 1,700 rupees to all women. Everyone is going out for the woman vote. And then you have a leader of the opposition alliance saying this about women. Isn't it absolutely right and well within their right for the women of Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, these states that are going to polls now, to turn around and ask, you want our vote. You have all these guarantees for women, free bus ride and cylinders and so on and so forth. But this is ultimately what you think of women? This is the respect you have for women?
So my answer would be that you are absolutely right in terms of your theory and the logic of it. But my answer, I began by saying that I'll be politically incorrect. My experience shows that these things really don't become political issue, and whatever potential of it becoming a political issue was there, that Nitish Kumar, after all his blunderous and putting his foot in his mouth and vulgar, crass, whatever speech, at least he had the sense to apologize.
Okay.
And about Nitish Kumar, I think he's the most overrated politician. You said he was being touted as the convener of India Alliance.
Correct.
I remember in early 2012-11, he was touted as the future Prime Minister of India. But he has this way of blowing things up. I think his best is behind him in so many ways.
Okay.
But that's another story.
That's a different story altogether. Okay, we'll leave it at that. We'll see how this story plays out. But clearly, I don't think this is a storm. And I, beg to differ with what Sanjeev's assessment is. I don't think this is a storm that's going to go away. And not least because this is election season and the BJP is well within its right, as the Prime Minister did today, to rake up this issue. Whether or not it will have an impact on, the women vote in Madhya Pradesh, in Chhattisgarh, in Rajasthan, that is still up for debate. But certainly this is not an issue that's just going to blow away or blow over.